Hi. Did you ever hear the saying, everybody has at least one really good book in them? Well, I'm actually kind of living proof that that's true because about a year ago I published my first book, along with two other people, entitled Open, an Adoption Story in Three Voices. And it was an amazing experience, I must say. And I want to tell you a little bit about my book. It's now, this is what you would expect, of course, because I'm not used to doing this, but actually, this is the right way around. Oh dear. This is called Open, an Adoption Story in Three Voices. And it's about the journey that I took in 1991 with another young woman who was the birth mother to my daughter. And this is our story. And it didn't start out in this finished form. Oh no. This is a really big deal and a lot of work, and we wrote on it for about 24 years. So it started out as actually a gift that I wanted to give my daughter when she turned 18, because I wanted to know that no one gave her away and that she was loved, and I wanted her to understand all these good things about where she came from. And it started out kind of like a family scrapbook, and we had pictures of the birth mother, and we had pictures of ourselves and her pictures of her growing up, and a lot of correspondence between the birth mother and me, and a little bit about the story of her beginnings. Um, about year four of our writing this, we had to have a really serious talk because we realized that we had really left out a lot of the truth. And that was probably to protect ourselves from the process and what we were feeling at the time. And so it kind of morphed. Through the years, it morphed as we began to trust each other more and really have a strong conviction that this was the right thing to do because it would help our child that we shared really in the real world. It would help her understand who she was because everybody wants to know that. And so our ultimate product was the book that you see. And we think it would be a wonderful Christmas gift for anybody that wants to understand about open adoption and wants to uh, get a really bird's eye view into what it's like to go through this process. This story is not all hearts and flowers. It's not sugar plums and fairy tales. There are no princesses in this story. This is a real story about real women who live in the real world and have to make real world choices. Some of them are very painful, and some of them don't always have the best motives. In short, this is really a true story, and we haven't whitewashed it or sugarcoated it for you, and we haven't done that because we wanted to tell the truth. And we didn't always want to tell the truth. At the beginning, we wanted to tell a fairy tale, but that really wasn't the truth. And so ultimately, guided by some just changes in our lives as we grew together, the birth mother and I found a really deep love for one another, something that has a lot to do, I believe, with our destiny. And I believe that there are no accidents in life and that things happen for a reason. And this is all the things that happen in his book. Now, when we have gone around and gone to book signings and met people, we have found that every single person that has come to us to get the book has come with a story of their own. Whether adoption was open or closed, or no one ever knew that there was an actual adoption as a child just showed up in somebody's family, everybody has a story to tell, and they came to share their stories. And that's why I feel a strong conviction in my heart that this is a story that needs to be told. This is a story that needs to be heard. We have told it now. We'd love to share it with the world. It took a lot of courage to write it because we don't always come out smelling like a rose, but I think that's important too because it's about real people, and nobody's perfect, and this isn't about perfect people, but it's about people who really want to do the right thing and want to open themselves up to the possibility that there is enough love to go around in this world, and that if we can just stay open and committed to what our goal is, that wonderful things can come out of that. This is what came out of that. Our one book. We'd love to share it with you. Go to Amazon.com or BarnesNoble.com and just type in Open, an adoption story in 3 voices. I think you'll find that this is a story that will speak to your heart. It certainly comes from ours. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Enjoy our book.